who's that? It's kids, he's back, flexing, I do that, ayy.
What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cudi has a brand new video. Now, see by the title of the video, guys, I'll be showing you guys how to edit like Flea. I know this is a really different tutorial. This is something that's kind of out of the blue, but I had to make sure I had to ask Flea myself before I made this tutorial. And here are some screenshots of us talking here. So he gave me the go ahead, and I'm just gonna go and seize the opportunity because I know a lot of you guys just want to edit simple like this, and I know there's a lot of players that want their content videos like this or just like their highlights. So I thought it would be a perfect idea just to show you guys how Flea edits, how Numby edits, how all these other editors are doing it. So let's not waste any time. I'm going to show you guys what to do and how to do it. All right, before we get started, I need three things from you guys. One is have After Effects installed. That will be the first step. The second step, have the Sapphire plugins installed on your computer. You can find these all online on YouTube. So look it up on YouTube, whether it's After Effects or even Sapphire plugins. Look up Sapphire plugins to download for free on After Effects. The third plugin I would need you guys to do is Magic Bullet Looks. So if you guys have Magic Bullet Looks, the full color suite, that's gonna be perfect. If you can't find it somewhere online, just look it up on YouTube, get a way for you to download it. And once you guys have those three things, then you guys can fully follow the tutorial to its full extent. So let's not waste any time. I'm gonna show you guys how Flea edits. I'm gonna show you how his syncing works, how he does the cinematics. I'm going to show you guys how to edit those cinematics and really make it cool, nice, little clean montage. So let's not waste any time and let's go straight into it. All right, so first step, syncing the clips. So obviously you have to have your song choice ready. If you don't have a song choice, make sure you have a song choice. I already have mine, so we're going to click on File, Import, File. Keep in mind, guys, with the webcam, it will limit some space from what you guys can see. So I will try my best to explain what's in the webcam, whatever it's taking up. So my song is gonna be Knock Knock featuring Kids. Let's go ahead and click on this. And what we're going to do is gonna drag that bad boy over to the composition, and it's gonna create a new composition, okay? So all I did was grab it and drag it over, and it created a composition. Your composition is pretty much just your workflow. It's just letting the computer know, hey, we just created a new project. So first things first, what I do is go to composition settings, and then you'll have this little window pop up right here, and you can see here, this is how your video is gonna look like. So I have it, the preset is in high quality TV 1080p by 24 FPS. We're gonna change that 24 to 60 because we want the high quality video. We want it to be 60 frames. We want to make sure it's a good quality video. And Flea exports in 60 FPS, which we'll be doing so as well. Width and height, you can keep it at 1920 by 1080. 1080p is good enough. It's not too bad. Let's click OK. Now, if we double click out on our keyboard, we can see the whole entire waveform of the song, okay? And we want to learn, we're going to pretty much figure out where we want to start syncing it to. So let's go ahead and listen to the song by previewing it using our little button here. I'm not sure how do you preview on After Effects for you guys. I have custom keybinds, so for me it's just the dot button. It could be different for you. Make sure you just click on the numpad, like the dot button on the numpad as well. Maybe that's your way for you to preview the audio. So just like Flea, it has a little bit of a piano kind of synth to it already going. We'll definitely be using, I don't really like the first part of the rapper that comes in here.
Knock knock, who that? It's Lanes, he back, flexing, I do that, no cap, do rag.
I don't really like his part. I like this part over here.
Knock knock, who's that? It's kids, he's back, flexing, I do that, ayy. No cap, do rag, I got these bitches on bitches. Damn, this lyrical rap I invented.
All right, now that we listen to the song, we have to kind of just set ourselves up for success and know what we're going to be editing to. So as you can see here, I already pre-put, while I was just listening to the song, I did a little bit of mixing myself and just pretty much just added these markers to let myself know when when I'm going to sync the clips. So we use our tab navigator here to zoom in. This will probably look like this for you. So go ahead and grab these knobs so you can zoom in into where you want to start editing to your montage, okay? I want the beginning of the first clip to start right here.
Knock knock, who's that? It's kids, he's back,
So as you can see, I set a marker here, the first one, just so I can let myself know like this is where the first creative clip will start. This marker here, from here to here, is where I'm gonna have the cinematic thing kind of happen, where Flea does it, where it will go to the cinematic and then it will go back to the clip and it will kill the person. So cinematic will happen from here, from this marker here to the next one, and then right here is where he gets to kill, which will go back to the clip, and then this is where the end of the first clip ends. It's really important to have markers within your composition so you know what you're editing to and you're not lost, and you're kind of leaving yourself a blueprint so you know what you're editing to or where you're going in a direction. So the second portion of this, at this point, all we're gonna do is go ahead and import our first clip. So let's go ahead and click on File, Import, File, and you can see here recent files. I already have my clip, so go ahead and find your clip within the cinematic or wherever your computer's at, where you have it stored at. So mine's right here. I'm gonna double click on it. I'm gonna go ahead and drag that bad boy over to the composition just as always, and all I'm gonna do is go ahead. As you can see, this composition is way big. You can see it's like super zoomed in for some reason. So what we're gonna do is click S on our keyboard. You see this number come down here. We're gonna go ahead and scale it down. This is just specific for me. You guys don't have to do this. But yeah, in case your video is bigger, if it's a bigger file than it is in 1080p, then definitely do that. But now that it's back to normal size, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and just grab this. I'm gonna zoom out real quick just so I can see how big this video clip is. This is my video clip here, okay guys? It's the first video clip. I'm gonna go ahead and drag it over to where he gets to kill, because this is where I want the kill to happen, okay? This is where the beat drop is. Like that's where I want the kill. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward by dragging it over to see where the kill happens, which is right about there. Perfect. And so that's gonna be the first clip. So Control Shift D, or if you guys want to, click on Edit, Split Layer. Couldn't find it for a second. It's been so long since I've done it. And we can go ahead and just sync it right here. And so what I'm gonna do is I want this part right here to show up, but at this point right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag it over. So then now if we just look at it,
who's that?
As you can see, it's rendering.
Who's that? His kids, he's back.
So as you can see already, we're setting that up for success.
His kids, he's back. Flexing.
So where that black happens is where we're gonna do our cinematic, okay? This is what we'll do our cinematic, just like Flea does it, just like that crazy like zoom in transition, or like the character transition of like the cinematic and all that fun stuff. So, but yeah, that is our first step. So this is without time remap.
Who's that? His kids, he's back. Flexing. I do that.
So it's pretty cool already. It's not too bad, but as you can see, Flea adds some like little speed ramping or speed bumps, as you can say, on Premiere. Here it's called time remap, so I'm going to show you guys how to time remap real quick as well too. So now that you have your clip set up, just kind of like how I do, what you're going to do next is go ahead and click on Control Alt T on the first layer. We're going to go ahead and set up keyframing. And if you guys do not know what keyframing is, it's really simple. Don't worry, don't stress. I'm going to show you real quick. I wanted to sync where he opens that up. So what I'm going to do is going to set a marker there as well too. So we're going to just go ahead and keyframe that right here. So what we're going to do at this point, guys, is we're going to do some time remap. We're going to speed ramp, and we're going to make sure it looks really clean and simple. So we're going to do the speed ramping just kind of how Flea does it as well. So what we're going to do is go ahead, as we enable time remap, we're going to click on this little diamond button here. It's going to be right below. And yeah, we're going to just click on that. And click on that on the part that you want the beginning of the clip to start and end. So I'm going to click on it here. I'm going to click on it here each time. And right here is where I want to like have a cool sync to it. And I want the clip to end here as well too. And all I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to highlight all of it, F9. And I'm going to go ahead and open the graph editor. And I know this looks really confusing right now. You're like, whoa, what's going on? Like, I'm so lost. Like, this is hard already. Don't worry, I'm going to show you real quick. If your screen looks like my screen when it comes to graph editor, then let me help you fix it. It's supposed to look like this. So right click, click on Edit Value Graph. It's supposed to look like this. If it doesn't, just click on Edit Value Graph, okay? I'm going to go ahead and drag this in to see my keyframes. Now, this is what creates that flow for a lot of your edits, okay? This is what creates flow for your creative montages, for all the trick shot montages. Every montage out there uses this type of method in a way. So what we're going to do is go ahead, click on one of these real quick. I'm going to make sure I drag this one all the way over like this, because I want this to be linear. I don't want this to be too crazy. I want to keep it simple, but I want to create some sort of speed ramp at the end of the clip, which is going to be right here. So as you can see, what I'm gonna do is gonna create an S type of shape, okay? And this very slow S or curve can be really subtle but clean, okay? So for Flea, his is pretty dramatic, I'm not gonna lie. So let me experiment real quick. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this up, I'm gonna drag this down, not too much, just like this is fine. And let's see how this looks.
Knock knock, who's that? It's kids, he's back, flexing, I do that, ayy.
Usually what I do on top of this to make this a little bit more cleaner and simple is add RSMB. Flea does not use RSMB. You can add a very nice subtle RSMB just so that it doesn't look as choppy or as stale as it does right now. So I'll show you guys how to add a very clean, small RSMB, which is Real Smart Motion Blur, to make it look a little bit more cleaner. So RSMB is a third-party plugin. It's completely optional if you guys want to use this or not, but I'll show you guys real quick what to do. So look up RSMB in the Effects and Presets tab. Go ahead and just double click on it on your layer, which will drag it immediately for you. As you can see, it already adds some motion blur for you. Put the match frame size to defined region plus 20%. The blur amount, we're gonna do a small amount, it's gonna be 0.4. And then motion sensitivity will be at, I don't know, let's just do 60. This will give it a very subtle motion blur. It will look really clean for the edit, in my opinion. Flea does not do this, but this is something as an editor that I do recommend regardless, just because it's gonna make the edit look a lot cleaner, smoother. It's gonna go with the song really well. A lot of content creators out there use Real Smart Motion Blur for their highlights videos, so I highly recommend it, hands down, regardless. So now if we watch it real quick,
who's that? It's kids, he's back, flexing, I do that, ayy. Knock knock, who's that? It's kids, he's back, flexing.
it makes it look a lot cleaner, and that's why I love it so much. So now what we gotta do is Ctrl S to save the project file just in case it does crash. We're gonna disable the effects real quick because it's really taking up a toll on my computer, and we're gonna go ahead and sync this last clip right here. So put Ctrl Alt T for this one as well. We're gonna keyframe it right here because it's an important time where he shoots, and I want the clip to end right there. So I'm gonna keyframe that as well. Click on this keyframe right there, backspace on it to get rid of it. I'm gonna drag this keyframe over to the end of the clip because this is where I want it to end. So as you can see, I just already did it. It's very subtle edit there. Same thing as last time. Highlight all of it, F9. Click on the graph editor. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in as well on this one. And I'm gonna go ahead, and for this one, I'm just gonna really have fun with it. You can see that I have a lot of space to work with when it comes to the flow of the video, the slow motion, because there's so much space. You can see the other one, it was like very tight versus this one's like very long. The longer it is, the more space you have to work with, more time you have to work with. So it's a lot cleaner, in my personal opinion, or it's not even a personal opinion, it's a matter of fact. So as you can see, I did a cool little S up and then go straight up. It's gonna give us some sort of flow. Like boom. Might have to do this a bit more differently, like that. Something like that, maybe. And then jump, land. And that'll be the end of the clip.
Flexing, I do that.
So you see it's a little too choppy, so we're gonna go ahead and mess with that as well. A little too choppy for the edit itself. So I'm just gonna drag that back and try this one more time.
Flexing, I do that, ayy. Flexing, I do that, ayy.
So a little too slow motion for me personally, so we're gonna go ahead and drag this up here and here.
Flexing, I do that, ayy. Flexing, I do that, ayy.
Okay, and as you can hear, you guys are hearing this too, your audio gets warped whenever you edit with the clip. So usually what I always recommend is muting your audio and adding your own custom gun sounds, or what you could do is just, Control D to duplicate this and have the first one not have any time remap by doing Control Alt T again on the bottom layer and enabling that to have audio. So then when you play it,
Flexing, I do that, ayy.
the audio, as you can listen to it real quick, I'm gonna turn it up for you guys, it's gonna have audio.
Flexing, I do that, ayy.
So you can do that as well too. That's just a little shortcut that you could do. What you guys can do once you guys have the clips imported. Now, I did mention I was gonna make a tutorial, or I was gonna show you guys how to record the cinematics. I can make that a separate tutorial, just because I already have my clips cinematic already recorded. So if you guys want me to make that a tutorial, just go ahead and comment down below. It's really simple on how to make cinematics, but I already have my cinematics, so I'm not going to show you guys on this tutorial, but I'll show you guys how to edit them once you guys have your cinematics, okay? So let's go ahead, click on File, Import File, and let's go ahead and import our cinematics. So This is going to give it that cool effect that Flea always does, where he just always goes in and then goes back out, which is really cool. He's not the first to do it, but he's one to do it really well as a content creator. So let's go ahead. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and drag our video file here, a cinematic, over. And we're going to drag it in between these two clips, and we're going to mute the audio for it as well too. We're going to go ahead and drag it over and see where we want our cinematic to begin. As you can see, I was practicing over and over on this angle, and it was so hard for me to get it right. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the point in time where I got it right. We'll have the cinematic start right there. So Ctrl-Shift-D and get rid of the other bottom layer. And now we have our long clip, and now we just got to adjust it to that portion size right here, okay? So what we're going to do is Ctrl-Alt-T as well. We're going to keyframe the beginning of the clip, which is right around there. Keyframe it with that diamond there, and go to the end of the clip, which is right here. Keyframe that as well. I'm going to grab this keyframe, drag it over to the beginning right here. I'm going to go ahead and trim that there. So then now, our whole cinematics, boom, boom. Really cool. So let's go ahead and highlight all of these keyframes, F9, and let's go ahead and click on the graph editor once again. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to show you guys what to do. So now we're just creating the flow for the cinematic. So same thing as the other ones. We're going to kind of drag these up, drag these down, press U on a keyboard, Control S to save, and see how this looks.
He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back.
So I don't like how it zooms out too fast right off the bat, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of give it some flow there.
He's back. He's back. Flexing.
That's better.
He's back. Flexing.
There you go. So now we have it some flow. So it comes in and it goes right back out. What I did pretty much, I dragged this handle down more so it doesn't end on it, and then I just had this have a little bit more flow.
He's back. He's back.
Which looks really nice. I'm liking it.
He's back. Flexing.
And so then now, Control S to save, and if we watched already, what happened?
Knock knock. Who's that? It's kids. He's back. Flexing. I do that. Knock knock. Who's that? It's kids. He's back. Flexing. I do that.
And it looks really, really clean. So at this point, if you notice what Flea does, he adds the black bars in to make it look really cool. So that's what we're gonna be doing next. So go ahead and click on Layer, New, Solid. Okay, perfect. So now that we got this black solid, we're just gonna name it black bars for short. Make sure it is black, obviously. Click OK. We're gonna go into the Effects and Presets tab and look up CC Jaws. And what this is going to do is gonna create that little film effect that he likes to do a lot with the cinematics, which everyone does in reality. So the height is going to be at 0, and the completion will be roughly at, let's just say, for safekeeping, 85 maybe. There you go. 85 is actually perfect. Control S to save just in case. And so then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a keyframe in just like boom, because you can see we don't want to have the black bars during the clip. We want it during the cinematic. So what we're gonna do, same as always, is this time around we're gonna go ahead and click on the completion right here. We're gonna go ahead and click on that keyframe there, that stopwatch. Press U on our keyboard. It creates this keyframe down here. And then we're gonna go a couple frames back and then put the completion to 100%. And then so what that does, it creates a little animation for you. As you can see, the black bars come in. So if you watch it real quick.
He's back. He's back. He's back.
Which looks really clean. You can do more. You can ease this, but for the sake of the tutorial, I won't show you guys how to do that. What you guys want to do is have the black bars, Control C, Control V here, copy and paste that. And just go a couple keyframes out as well and redo the same thing but the opposite way. So you have this kind of be the same way as well.
He's back. Flexing. Kids. He's back.
And so at this point, all we have to do in the tutorial I'm going to show you guys is pretty much do the shake and the special effects.